The Co-op FIS Cross Country World Cup touched down in Toblach, northwest Italy for stop 10 and final weekend of individual racing before the FIS Nordic World Championships, which get underway in Planica on February the 21st. Getting the action underway was the women's sprint free. Once again, Sweden had 4 athletes in the final, and it was one of them, Olympic champion Jonas Sundling, that took control of the race from the get-go. The 28-year-old showed no let-up as she led from start to finish, leaving all in her wake to come home by just over half a second. Sweden dominant again as Sundling leads home a Sweden 1-2 with Maja Dahlqvist. Jessie Diggins of the United States wrapped up the podium. Emma Ribben in 4th and Svan and Gimler behind. Sundling registers her second win in a fortnight to go with the victory in Livigno. Dahlqvist second again behind Sundling as she was 2 weeks ago. Diggins continues to notch up the podiums with third. In the men's sprint free final, Norway skiers made up half the field and they were led by Johannes Kleibo, the yellow bib wearer. While this was a close affair with the lead changing hands several times, the end result was familiar as with 300 metres to go, Kleibo pressed the turbo button and pulled away. In the end, the 26-year-old finished just over half a second clear of teammate Havard Toblach. So the men's sprint free final results were as follows: Norway 1 and 2, while Federico Pellegrino of Italy gave the home fans something to cheer with a third place. Eric Valnes was 4th, with Lucas Chavanat and Edvin Anger 5th and 6th. Kleibo with win number 14 of a remarkable season. He is the sprint king of the World Cup. Can he take that to the world champs? Toblach with his first World Cup podium in 14 months, while Pellegrino registered his 4th sprint podium of the season. Day 2 of 3 saw picture postcard blue skies, but very windy conditions as the spectators and skiers turned their attention to the 10-kilometre individual start free. Jessie Diggins of the United States set the early pace, but Ebba Andersson of Sweden was skiing a tactically sound race and after 2.1 kilometres was 4.5 seconds inside that time of the American. That advantage grew to just under 20 seconds with 2 kilometres to race, and that was more than enough as the 25-year-old Swede eventually finished 13.3 seconds inside the time of the American. So Andersson takes the win. Diggins finished second, the pair almost 20 seconds ahead of Ingrid Østberg of Norway, who wrapped up the podium. In the overall, Tyrrell Veng continues to lead, but the absence of Kerto Niskanen allowed Jessie Diggins to move into second spot, 18 in front of the Finn and 134 points behind the Norwegian. Ebba Andersson's victory made history as she became the first female Swedish skier to win 3 consecutive distant races. Diggins made yet another podium, while Østberg won her second podium of the season. In the men's race, the World Cup distance number 1, Paul Goldberg of Norway showed why he is the best distance skier in the world right now. While it wasn't a big win, it was a statement win as he skied a consistent tempo to see off the others. Inside the best time of those that went before at every checkpoint, the 32-year-old had to keep the tempo going to the end to take the win. Goldberg on top, but Simon Kruger came desperately close to toppling him, finishing just 0.3 off the pace. Johannes Kleibo made it a Norway sweep of the podium. The cross-country powerhouse claimed the top 7 spots in the race, with Hugo Lapalus of France the first Norwegian home. In the distance World Cup standings, Goldberg extended his lead to 132 over Holland, while Kleibo is third. Norway again dominating here. Goldberg with his first win in a freestyle distance race, registering his second win of the season. Kruger with his 5th podium of the season, Kleibo his 16th. The third and final day saw the fans that gathered treated to a 4x7.5 kilometre relay classic free. In the first World Cup relays of 2023, the women got things underway, and in a close first leg it was Germany that handed over in front, but the time gaps were minimal. On lap 5 of 8, Sweden 2 and 1 were at the front, but Norway 1 were in close attendance, and with just shy of 20 kilometres race, they hit the front through Østberg. At the final exchange, Germany were the closest challengers. but Silja Thordarson on the final leg for Norway showed no signs of pressure as she came home unopposed. Norway continuing their dominance in this discipline as they registered their 15th win in the last 16 relay races. Germany in second, while Sweden 1 rounded off the podium by just beating USA 1. Congratulations to Norway on yet another relay win on the World Cup. They are the red-hot favourites for the World Championships. In the men's relay, a fascinating battle unfolded as Sweden, Italy, Finland, Germany and Norway all pushed the pace at the front. There was very little to choose between them all, with the lead changing hands on multiple occasions. On the final lap, any one of 4 were in the hunt, but it was Italy, anchored home by Federico Pellegrino, that caused the surprise as Italy came away to take the victory in front of the home fans. Incredibly, it was Italy's first relay victory in 17 years and the perfect way to round off the weekend. Sweden was second and Norway won, without Goldberg and Kleibo took third just in front of Norway too. Huge congratulations then to Dietmar Nöckler, Francesco De Fabiani, Simone Dabra and Federico Pellegrino as they returned Italy to the top step of the podium for the first time in nearly 2 decades. That's it for this week, but as always, you can keep up to date with all the goings on the tour by heading to the FIS TikTok channel.